Vignesh, you will be presenting at Experimentation Elite in early June this year in Birmingham. So tell me about your topic. What will it be? What's your presentation about?
Hey, so thank you very much, mate. So my talk is titled The Invisible Step, which is about optimizing digital accessibility through inclusive experimentation. So it really is a personal one for me because it's rooted in the experiences that I've had with my son, who's on a wheelchair and he's got multiple accessibility needs on a daily basis. So watching him navigate the physical and digital spaces almost on a daily basis, that I realized that how many barriers that he has had to go through, and then how many of those were really like unnoticed by almost everyone around us. I have to say, like, I was exactly the same as well before I had him in my life. So there's just been many cases that I've like literally like parked on platforms and possibly not given notice about barriers that I had unintentionally created. So I actually call these as invisible steps. So which is basically that not many of those are actually obvious and noticeable, but they are very real and limiting for those people who actually have those challenges. So the moment that I started to kind of move into the digital space, working for experimentation and all of that, I started realizing it was not just me as a father, but also I had a bit of responsibility and start having my say shaping these sort of experiences for these people who actually need the most. So I would say the talk is part story, it's part reality check, and it's also part call to action to
Hmm.
our fellow community.
And it's a very important topic. Also, June 25 is the accessibility month in Europe, European Union. I don't know about UK, but it's like GDPR for accessibility, some people call it, when the new law will come into place. So it's almost a silly question, but I have to ask, why should people care about this topic? Maybe not why, because it's obvious that they should, but why should they start acting like they care?
I think you're not wrong to say it's a silly question because it would have been a silly question 15 years before to
Yeah.
me for sure. So I would say like because accessibility to me at least for sure it should not be a side quest for anybody. It's central to what we do as experimenters. So we're constantly talking about improvements and conversion rate optimization in general, usability, engagement, just so many different things. But we're not necessarily including accessibility in the definition of better. In a lot of different times, it's not even being talked about, spoken about it quite in the first instance. So what we're doing is essentially not necessarily out of realization, we are leaving people behind. The ones that who actually needs the products and services that we offer the most are often being left behind because of this. So, but let's be honest, it's not just about doing the right thing, though it is. There's just so much money that's left. The commercial case is just massive. We're talking about possible billions of dollars that's basically left on the table because we don't necessarily have a lot of focus and thought and consciousness about this space. Why is chasing like half a person, 1%, uplifts in a lot of the business metrics that the business is interested in? We are actually ignoring the entire segment, which is quite a massive opportunity. So it also go ahead to say, doing the right thing in this case also makes a lot of complete business sense. So that's why I believe like people should actually care about this.
I could not agree more. And I mean, the lawmakers in Europe seem to agree with you because they decided let's take this seriously for change. So I'm wondering if going away from the traditional user interfaces, websites and apps, and to more to agents and the way people can interact with agents, if that will be a good thing for access. That's a discussion for another day, obviously. And I don't know if you'll touch on that in your topic, but I think the future looks brighter when it comes to accessibility because it's more people are being aware of it. And one thing you said, it's not an add-on. Like if you're treating it as an add-on when you're building something, you messed up already. You built it the wrong way and then you're fixing it. And imagine having someone build a house for you and then they build wrong rooms and then it's an add-on to make it right. Who would pay for that? Why
Yeah.
aren't we treating accessibility the same way? One last question I have for you is, last year you won the TLC Mentorship Summit competition with that incredible presentation. Going from that stage to this stage, what does that feel like?
It definitely is a huge step up, and I didn't expect this. People are asking me what's next after that. But some people even ask like, are you going to do more presentation or perhaps even think about a big stage next year? And honestly, I didn't even like have that in my mind at that point in time. But I had a lot of encouragement, obviously, from Jackie and my mentors as well. So they were saying like, you should probably speak more. You're speaking actually. So that was something that actually motivated me to kind of take up this opportunity when it came through. So it really is a special event, has been a special event for me quite some time. I've met so many good people, so that's basically what I come repeatedly back in the implementation. They great conversations, lots of energy. I don't know whether it'll be surprising to kind of say my current boss, if I met her first time in experimentation lead about
Oh,
3 years back. Yeah, so we didn't necessarily know afterwards as well. But then the people who actually pushed me to applying this job as well are people whom I've actually met and at experimentation lead. So it is quite special in a lot of different cases. But obviously, it's gave me the opportunity, like I mentioned, TLC Mentorship Summit was a really different stage or step up in my entire confidence level into the space. But lastly, in terms of my absolute minimal expectation, again, like my mentor says, Abby Hoff, she says that if you've like made a presentation and at least one person was able to take something out of that presentation, you've basically met your expectation from that, or maybe achieved what you wanted to. That is my expectation.
there you go. And you know what? We need more humble people at the stage, because stage is traditionally for extroverts. We need a lot more humble people like you stepping up and owning the stage. And I'm just happy for you. You'll crush it. June 4th and 5th, Birmingham. Go there, meet all the wonderful people, see Vignesh speak and all the other amazing speakers. Vignesh, thank you so much for doing this interview.
Thanks, Sunny. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.